Yo, what up, Stoic Togs? This is Eric Kim from the Eric Kim blog. So, quick thought. What can you control, what can you not control? This is what it comes down to. So, Stoicism, one notion is this. Know in life there are certain things you can control and certain things you cannot control. So what can you control? You can control how you act, how you react, how you decide to live your life. What can you not control? Almost everything else. You can't control the world economy, you can't control the way how other people are gonna act, you can't control, people's reactions, and, you can't control the fact that these crazy outbreaks happen, you can't control the fact that pandemics happen, whatever. But what could you do? You could decide to freak out, you could decide not to freak out, you could decide to follow the news, not to follow the news. And you could also control, like, meditating to yourself and asking yourself, how can I let this difficult opportunity make me stronger? So currently on Brown campus, my favorite statue on campus, the Marcus Aurelius statue. Marcus Aurelius Antonius. So, story about Marcus Aurelius, one of the OG Stoics, and he was actually the ultimate doer. And what was Marcus Aurelius about? So Marcus Aurelius was all about, he was one of the last great emperors of the past. And essentially what I really love about reading Marcus Aurelius and his meditations is that he actually just kind of wrote this for himself. He only wrote this because, as an emperor, you're actually dealing with real shit. You're dealing with life and death every single day. And so, he wrote it in Greek, actually. Writing the meditations is not intended for publication. He just kind of wrote it for himself, a way for him to think about the impermanence of life, death, and essentially not to be so scared. So Marcus Aurelius is essentially the man, and just kind of realize that, what we're dealing with in today's world, it's so easy and it's so soft compared to what these other heroes of the past had to face with and deal with. And why have we become so soft? I don't really think it's anyone's fault. It's just modern society. It's quite predictable. It's quite peaceful. There's no real wars anymore that happens, at least, kids my generation, right? So life is predictable. Life is pretty easy. Life's become quite cush. And now that we're kind of going through this time of difficulty, I think it's a good thing. I think it's going to help toughen up a lot of us and make us more self-reliant, to make us a little bit less soft, to become more, effective with how we use our time, our money, and it's going to change our new life goals and stuff like that too. And so, how else can you control your life? So, other thoughts, right? So let's say you're losing your job, getting laid off, whatever. Just a practical thing. Social media, the internet, these tech companies are currently booming. So more and more people are using Facebook, Instagram right now. So who knows? They're probably going to need to hire more computer programmers. Study computer programming. Do the Harvard CS50 online course, which is free. Learn how to code. Learn Python. Any of these things. This is probably the most valuable job in modern day society right now. So you could get a job as a programmer, learn how to code, use this chance to let you do that. If you really need extra money, you could become an Uber driver, you could be an Amazon delivery person. Even my mom, she did the DoorDash for a while to make some extra bucks. And so yeah, just right now, think about what you could control, right? Or like other things you could control. You could control to reduce your expenses. So we can't necessarily control to add money to our bank accounts necessarily, because that's a little bit outside of our abilities. But what we could control is reducing our expenses. So for example, You could cancel your cable subscription. You could cancel your Netflix. You could cancel your Spotify. You could cancel Amazon Prime. You could cancel, there's a lot of things you could cancel in terms of unnecessary things. Or you could, return your car if you have expensive car payments. I don't know how that works, whatever. Or other things you could do is, if you really strapped on cash, you could move out of your expensive house or place right now and then move in with a friend, a neighbor, a family member, or just to downsize. You could start selling more of your stuff and changing your certain lifestyle habits as a way to saving money. So other things you could control to get physically stronger and get into shape. So you use this chance to, do push-ups at home, calisthenics. You could watch YouTube workout videos and stuff like that. So I think there's actually a lot of really great things that you could do right now in terms of just changing your mood. So other things you could do: stop consuming sugar, stop drinking alcohol, stop smoking weed, stop smoking cigarettes. Ways that you could save your money, ways that you could strengthen your body. You could go out for a run. You could do max rep push-ups, sit-ups. You could do burpees at your house. You could walk around the block. You could walk to the park. You could walk to the grocery store. And you could also, what you could also work on is you could work on studying Stoic philosophy. You could work on building a contempt towards death, not being afraid of death. I think this is something that we could actually mentally train ourselves to. So just in your life, just with Stoicism, we new Stoics, let's think about what can we control, what can't we control in our lives, and let us disregard what we can control, and let's focus on what we could control.